Welcome to this video. Today, I'm going to be it's going to be my weekly update video. So what I'm going to be mainly talking about is my life progress. That will be number one. Number two, I'll be talking about how YouTube's going along, what's the progress on YouTube. And number three, I'll be talking about some things that inspired me in the last, couple days, a week. So things I find interesting, some books I read, or some ideas I've gotten from books, some YouTube channels, because there have been some YouTube channels and some YouTube videos that I've been inspired, and I kind of want to talk about those. So that'll be the um everything for the video. Okay, so this is going to be a long video, it'll be an hour long, probably, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little less. I don't know. And so let's get to my life progress. The last time you guys saw me was on Thursday. So it's Tuesday now. It's 8:13. So yeah, August 13, 2024. It's 11:10 a.m. Um, and it's a Tuesday. So it's been about what? Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. So I have a little bit of new things to talk about. So life progress. Let's talk about what I did on Thursday. So on Thursday, I said after I did the video, I would go and I go to the Burlington shop. If you don't know, Burlington's like a used clothes slash reseller of clothes, so you can find clothes cheaper. I've never been to a type of store like that, and so I decided to go. This is the new shirt that I got for them. I ended up spending about I would say about $100 on clothes there. I got one pair of jeans, like three white shirts, so they're not three or four white shirts, a pack of white t-shirts, two polos, and a dress shirt, and two jackets. I have the jacket right here if you wanna see it. I have it with me too. So I got all that for about $100, I think, or 120. I don't remember. That was very scary because I was kind of nervous because that was the second time I had been to the Burlington. Because remember, I went on Tuesday, but it was too busy and I didn't want to wait in line for 40 minutes for clothes or whatever. I ended up spending more than I thought I would there. I also got a belt. I needed to get a new belt for work because my old one was all tore up. So that was like the one I did that day. But that ended up exhausting me like completely. Um, and so I ended up not doing much for the rest of the day, unfortunately. I think like the social environment, even when there aren't a lot of people, it just exhausts me. It's kind of hard to do multiple tasks every day. I'm trying to build up my ethic and my discipline. So that was a win. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Friday, I didn't really do much. I went to work and, I'm dealing a lot of people who are like super depressed because they work in fast food. And so that was that. And then Monday, I was supposed to make a video for you guys and I've delayed it. I'll just give you a title. It's how I can eat fast food because you look at me. You look at me pretty clearly. I know the video quality isn't good. I am kind of skinny, so I'm pretty skinny. I have some muscle definition. Um, but I basically kind of transformed my whole body and I've worked out more. Um, and I've gained like 10 pounds of muscles. I went from 130 to 140. Now I used to be 150. Um, so I jumped from 130 to 150 and then I cut for 10 pounds. And now I'm at 140 and now I have muscles and I didn't really have them there. You can't really see it through my clothes. I don't have really big muscles, but I have enough. So it looks like I'm not still in the newbie gains when I'm on weightlifting. And so I just wanted to make a video about that because I've transformed my body in the last 2 years and I did that all by eating fast food every day because basically I worked 5 days a week. Some days I worked less, so it was like maybe 3 days a week because I had school or whatever. But most days, and even when I didn't have, work, I still ate because I was out in Pensacola and I'm 40 minutes from my house. And so I can't, go home, eat, and then drive back to Pensacola to get work done. And so I still ate out in Pensacola instead of at my workplace. So no matter what, my diet has been fast food. It's been burgers. I probably eat a ton of burgers. I like the food. I'm not gonna lie. That's part of the reason. But the best part is maybe is because I really can't spend the time to cook and clean. And so I was gonna make a video on that. How I eat fast food for the last 2 years and completely changed my body, and I'm not really fat or anything. And because all of my coworkers, majority of my coworkers, like not to be disrespectful, are like really fat, like overweight, 200 pounds overweight or 100 pounds overweight. And so I kind of want to make a video on that, but the video has been delayed. I'll probably do it after this video. That's what I'm planning on, and then I'll have to edit it because that's another thing I did. I took my first bathroom selfie myself, no shirt on or whatever. And so that's going to be in the video intro, whatever, like what I look like now. I don't have a video beforehand, but that's going to talk about like all the strategies I did, the foods I cut out, all that type of stuff. So it'll be a lot of value for guys, and that'll be another hour-long video. I'll probably record it after this video, but I got to edit my picture into that. So that's another thing I did. I took a selfie of myself, half naked because I still had shorts on and underwear. And so I was supposed to do that Monday, but I ended up doing two other things. The first thing is I've really been interested in art and mainly specifically painting, not the drawing part or, any other type of art like sewing or whatever. I consider that art. But painting, and I really wanted to get into it, especially since if you don't know, my hands do shake. Now, they're a little worse today. My hand tremors have gotten better. So it used to be like really bad, but just to let you guys know. And so I want to get good at painting in spite of my hand tremors. So that's one of the things that motivates me. And I had bought a book at Barnes Noble for like half the price on learning how to paint. And it's a big book. Maybe I'll bring the book. It's in my car. It's pretty big, so I couldn't fit it in my backpack. And so Monday I went to Michael's at 9 o'clock. And if you don't know what Michael's is, because I didn't know this beforehand, it's like a art supply store for painting, sewing, paper stuff. So if you want to do like origami or stuff, drawing, it's like a main supplier for the arts. And they're one of the only art supply places I can find in Pensacola. There's another place, but I think it's like Arts Hobby or Hobby. I forgot what it's called, but I chose Michael's because main. They're like a chain store, so they're like the Walmart of art supplies. And so I ended up going there, and I spent about $100, and it's kind of to motivate me, one for the money, but I just really want to do this. I don't really want to get results out of this like my guitar, because if you don't know, I've stopped playing guitar. I don't really have the time to focus on this in school. I know that was like one of the first video I ever did that got deleted. I talked a little bit about, guitar as a hobby, but I haven't done it in a while. Um, and I've probably only done it in like, I've only played it for probably like 10 hours total in the last month, and I'm still beginner noob at it. I just don't have the time. However, and I also, it's hard to play with me living with my parents because they'll complain about the sounds. Um, but I also had expectations out of that with my painting. I don't really have any expectations. I want to get good at it, but if it takes 10 years, fine. I really want to conquer my hand tremors. So I think it'll give me more control of my hands, and I can always say, like, I have hand tremors. I can still paint, I can still draw. I want to be like a motivation for the other people who have hand tremors in the world because I think it's a lot of people. It's like probably like 10, 20 million. So if I can be motivations for them, I also want to do painting just to have some, ideas for the the YouTube channel because unfortunately I don't really have a lot of ideas right now. And I kind of want to use the art so I can post some stuff about art and if I want to post about art, I gotta actually do it. I can't just be like, oh, do you agree with this draw? Like, what's your favorite artist or whatever? I can't really do that. I don't want to be like the reporter type on YouTube who's like, oh, I can't really be an expert on it. I'm just gonna report what the experts say. I don't want to do that. I'd rather like take action in my real life and then, show you my results on YouTube. And so that's why I'm doing painting is because like if you don't know, I'll talk more about the YouTube progress, but my skincare routine video is my best video ever. It's gotten like 600, almost 700 views. And I was so surprised about it. And that used up most of my skincare routine knowledge. Like I could talk about some of the products I used, but like I can't be objective with it because my skincare routine was these are the ingredients I use and why. But they weren't like, okay, this is the breast band. I just said this is what you wanted to use, what I used, the brand that used best for me, and what to look out for. And even then, I didn't really talk about it much. It was just what the ingredients to use for it, because all these different skincare creams and moisturizers, they're all the same. They use the same stuff. Maybe the formula is slightly different. So like that's why all the skincare YouTube channels, most of them are scammers where they do reviews like, oh, these are my top 10 skincare. I can make a whole video on why that's BS, but I've exhausted all of my skincare routine, 8 years of skincare routine into that for that video. And so I got to find up other ideas for this. And I guess I chose painting because it's a skill I can learn now. I could have chose something else. I was going to try and do, maybe start a business. I'll talk about that later, but I have some problems with that, and business takes up too much time. So it's got to be painting. And so I'll do that for probably like an hour a day, probably really in the morning right before work, so I'm not exhausted and my hands aren't shaking badly because after I work, while I'm working, I get more exhausted, and even after work, I'm still kind of exhausted. So my hand tremors are a little bit worse, so my painting won't be as good, and maybe I can control or do a specific technique to compensate for that, my shaky hands from my painting, but we'll see. And so it'll probably be in the mornings. But yeah, I went to Michael's and I spent about $100. And I looked up painting before this, so I kind of knew what I needed. So I got a palette. It was about 40 bucks because it's a travel case one. Sorry for the noise. Something dropped, but it's like a travel case. But I got a palette for you. It's kind of difficult to open, especially with my shaky hands. Give me a second. Okay, there we go. And if you see, I haven't opened the plastic yet all of it yet, because I'm still trying. I haven't painted yet. I was gonna do it this morning, but I woke up late. That's why this video progress is kind of late. So I got that. And I also got some tools that you need. So if you got the paint, now I gotta have the brushes. And so I got a pack of brushes. And I got a palette knife because you can do like really abstract things with like a palette knife. And I was kind of like, cool. Now I looked into this because I didn't know anything about painting and I want to do it. I only knew a little bit. I didn't know much about painting. And I looked into the different things and the different paints right now, but I had to choose watercolor because watercolor, I can do it on paper. I can't do that with oil, and I might not be able to do that with acrylics. I don't really know much, but I did it with watercolor because I don't really have a lot of space. I'm about to move out. It's also really inexpensive, and so I chose watercolors. So I'm doing painting on watercolors. And I also got two of these. I only have the one in here. The other one's in my car. And it's like thick paper, okay? Because if you're gonna want to paint on paper, you want it to be really thick. So this is about 140-pound paper. Um, and so that's really big. Like probably regular paper is like a third of that thickness. And so I chose those. Those were like $12 a piece. I got two of those. So it's kind of a big investment for me, especially since $100, that's a lot of money for me, especially since I'm starting to move out. And so that's what I did. on Monday, but I didn't just go to Michael's. I also did something I was kind of scared to do, but I realized I need more ideas for you too. I gotta challenge myself, not just for myself, but for you guys. And so I went to the local flea market in Pensacola. It's an indoor one. So it's like an indoor antique place or whatever you can call that. But basically, it's a flea market. Basically, what they did is they took a big shopping container, a big shipping container, okay? Really big shipping container, a couple of them, put them all together and cut on the ends. So basically, you could merge them all into one big um, shipping container. And what they do is they set up spaces in the little spaces in the shopping container where each vendor has a place. Okay. So this is like a marketplace where you basically pay the person to shut up a vendor place or a place where you basically put all these items you want to sell and you put a name tag, like a green name tag. That's what they did. And it had the vendor number. So it was out of like 200, okay, 200, 300. So that's how many vendors were in. And it was a big store. I got lost in it. I even got lost in it. Okay, so that you think it would be small because it's an indoor place, but it's not. And it looks a lot bigger on the inside than it is on the outside. So they'll put a sticker, green sticker, whatever, and they'll put the vendor ID number, okay, and then the price of it. And then when you pick some item you take it, you go to the register that's right by the door. And of course they have cameras all over the store, so you can't just put it in your backpack or whatever. You can't have backpacks or any duffel or I don't even think purse. And you give it to them and they look and they scan the ID, they put in the ID in of the vendor and how much it costs and the item description, and then you pay them. And so I went there, and this it's kind of in a sketchy place of Pensacola, and the thing it's in Palafox, North Palafox. It's like shipping slipping shoes or slip shoes market or whatever. I forgot the actual name of it. You can probably find it if you just look up flea markets in Pensacola or you look at antique places in Pensacola. And it basically is like I said, outside it looks like a big shipping container. So it's already kind of weird. And but the parking area is just like a dirt circle that goes around it and goes it's like a half circle in it. So you come in and you park in the circle or like right in front of the circle, whatever, and then get out, you go back on the circle, and that leads back to the highway or back to the road, and it's a dirt road. Okay, and there's the things next to it are all like, construction supplies or like dumpster stuff or whatever. So it's a kind of sketchy place. And I had got there at 9 a.m. or I got there at 10 a.m. after shopping at Michael's. And I got there right as it opened. So I was like the only one except for like the two cars that are for our staff for the place. And I went there and I was looking or whatever. I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours at that store. I didn't buy clothes because I don't want to buy used clothes. I would rather go to a store that like washes and cleans it than go to like an store or like a flea market that's selling clothes. That's just me personally. So I didn't buy any clothes, but the real things is there were so many cool things. They had a lot of furniture and stuff. I went there for books because I wanted to buy more books for ideas. Was my whole thing is this would be a cool experience for me and for YouTube. I can talk about that. But also I need books because the books can provide me, ideas just reading them. I can think about stuff or whatever. So I went for the books because I don't have, 15, $20 for a book that I can buy because I do better with physical books. And so I was like, I'm just gonna buy a book or two that's older for like $2 or $3 or like $5. I'd rather do that. But yeah, there was a lot of cool things. There were a ton of books there. Now they were really old books. I got one book from there. I'll talk about that. But they also had DVDs, Blu-ray DVDs, all these cool movies, Game of Thrones, The Dark Knight, different stuffs or whatever. I almost bought some of the movies or whatever, Star Wars. but I was like, oh, I can't buy money on movies. I don't really like movies that much. So I was like, I'm not going to spend a lot of money because if I'm going to buy DVDs of movies, I got to buy more. I found a season one of the X Files for like $5. And I was like, oh, if it could be like all the seasons, I would pay like $15. I always remember watching, I only watched like the first season or to the second season. I never watched after that. And so I almost bought it for them, but I was like, can my computer handle Blu-ray? I don't really know. So I was like, oh, I'll look back into that. But they had a lot of albums. That was another thing. Ton of albums or like little CDs for music or whatever, because people gotta get rid of that. No one wants it because no one has any, record player anymore. Most people don't. They just have their phone to play music, whatever. And then they had the main thing, this is the thing that really got to me. So it's almost like fate. So it took me a long time to wander through the store. And there were things like rock necklaces or selling rocks, like crystals or whatever for like the magic stuff. The crystal rock will help you have luck or stuff like they were selling those. But I came up on the last vendor. Okay, and it was by the um cash register, the register desk area by the door. Because I came in and it's like there are two rows of vendors. So there's a first row of vendors on the side, and then there's another road. Once you go past the cashiering area and past the first row, there's a second row of vendors on both sides. So it's like there's two rows, and these rows go on for a very long time, and sometimes they connect and intertwine and everything. And so, oh, sorry. I went to, I was, I went through the first row and I kind of made a loop. So I was coming back and I had got my book because that's what I bought, the first book, and I was coming back. And it was the last vendor. And apparently he either liked to collect paintings or, he was a very good painter. He liked to paint because there were some canvases with, paint on them, like he was painting or whatever, like actual paintings. And they were actual paintings with like oil and stuff on a canvas they framed it with wood. And I was like, oh my God, I just started learning about art and like some painting and I wanted to do that. And so I bought one of those and he really liked Star Wars and he liked Marvel for whatever reason. He had like four canvases, and these were like he had two canvases. He was like these that are this big, and then these that are smaller, like a textbook, a college textbook size. That was a smaller size, and then double of that was a canvas that had a painting on it. And that was the bigger one was 20 and the smaller one was 10. And they were such gorgeous paintings. And like I said, he liked Marvel and Star Wars. And I wanted to get a bigger painting, but it's like $20. And I was like, and it's Star Wars, and I like Star Wars, but however, the larger canvas paintings were unbelievable. At least for my perception of painting. They were way better quality than the $10 ones canvas. I guess they were a bigger fan of Star Wars, so it had like an R2 D2 one. It had, different characters from Star Wars. There was about four or five, and then they had the 10-inch ones, the small ones, college textbook sized ones that were like there was one of Iron Man, Thor, Captain America. I ended up deciding not to get the $20 one because didn't have the money or the cash. I had $100 bill and I didn't know if they would take $100. So I got the Iron Man one for $10, 10 or $11 or whatever. Oh my God. I have that painting. It's in my house. I'm gonna take a picture of it and I might put that on the YouTube stuff. I don't know. I'm not good at editing, so we'll see. But it was amazing. I bought it so it could be inspiration because I didn't want to buy a lot of stuff when I went there. I just wanted it for the experiment experience and I wanted to buy a book for cheap that I can read and get some ideas from. However, I ended up buying that because it would be inspiration for my, painting. I might go back on Thursday and because I can't stop without seeing that painting. It's in my mind now, like one of the Star Wars paintings, and I'm like, oh my God, I have to get it. And so I might just go back and spend the $20. And he had a couple of them, and my dad's a fan of Star Wars, and even though he likes Star Trek better and Doctor Who, they don't have that. They only have the Star Wars one. I might give him one of the paintings and get one for myself. I'll just pay the $40 because my dad's birthday is coming up in a week, and I've never really, most of the time I've gone on like a card and a card with like $20 in there, 10, or just a card. He doesn't really expect any money from me because he's my parents and my mom's the same way. But they like to at least they want a card at least. They want something to show I cared. And so this it's only like $20, and this shows I really looked through all the stuff for him. So I'll get him that. So I'm probably gonna go back and spend the $40. And then, they're not that big of canvases. So, even the big ones are only like double the size of a college, um, textbook. And so I was like, this can fit in my car. I have space in for my car for when I move out. That's totally fine. I have been spending a lot of money, and the first month of tuition's coming up, and it's all going on my credit card. And I don't want to spend a lot of money because I'm trying to save up for, moving out, but I got to do this. That painting's like stuck in my head, and I kind of want to use it as motivation, for my painting. And so that's what I am. But let's talk about the book. Now, the books at the marketplace, flea marketplace or whatever, they're all really old books. I didn't really care about if their quality was great, but they were like old stuffy books, or if it was fiction. A lot of it was like thrillers, crime stuff, James Patterson. The only books I've liked from James Patterson are the fantasy ones where it's like The Witch or whatever one. I forgot this one. It's a really old book. He made like a series off of that. I really like that, but I don't really like his thrillers. However, I found something from Michael Crichton, which if you don't know, he's the one who wrote the Jurassic Park series. He's like a science fiction author where what if, this new technology goes wrong? What if the dinosaur, we could clone animals that were dead? What would happen before? And so he did Jurassic Park. He wrote Jurassic Park and he wrote a lot of books. Like he's one of the most prolific writers of all times. Like he was writing like 10,000 words a day for like 20 years. So I got a book from him. It's two books. It's two stories in one. I didn't realize at this time. So they're kind of shorter, but I'm gonna read it. It's the Andromeda Strain, um, Michael Crichton, Andromeda Strain, and then it's also the Terminal Man. And so that was the book I got. But yeah, it was a lot of like Western stuff or thrillers and or it was like really old information stuff. So I didn't get any books. It was just for the experience. But that was Monday and I was gonna record the exercise video right after that or the diet diet video right after. But I was just too tired. Like I said, I'm trying to work on my discipline, but like if I'm going to places or whatever and I'm doing stuff like that, I can only do like one at a time. Or I got to do my, videos beforehand or the testing like for college classes because I can only do it on Tuesday and Thursday because I need a separate room for that and I can't do it at my parents' house. They don't even know I'm going to YGU. So I got to do it here. So I might as well do it here first and then do stuff like that. So we'll see. I'm trying to work on that. But that was like the update for everything and for life, except for maybe I was looking at some stuff on trying to start a business and what business to start because I was like, that would be a cool idea. Not one of those I try different business ideas for like 10 days. No, this is like I choose a serious business model and I go all in on it. I have to, decide what to do it in and then I focus all on that business. But I was thinking about it, but I'm moving out in 2 months and I'm trying to get a job so I have more job security so I can make more videos and do more cool things. Because right now, just these books and water supplies, that's $100, which is a lot for me. And so I need a better job so I have more money to spend on new experiences. Like I want to date girls or whatever, but I can't because I don't have enough money. So, to keep someone in a relationship happy, you got to spend stuff on activities. You can't, what if you want to go mini golfing with your partner, if you're a guy or girl, whoever's paying for it. Or maybe you're even splitting it, but that still costs money. And I don't really have the money for that. And I don't want to have money problems impact my relationships. I want to go all in on my relationships. And so I have to have enough money for that. To basically, I need enough money to guarantee my stable life. And once my job security, once security of my life, so if you think about Maslow's hierarchy, once I can be able to eat and, have a place to live and I have water and I have things to do, like I have money for experiences and to buy stuff to try out for the channel, then I can, start dating. And so that's why I need a YouTube. That's why I need more money just for that, and to make this channel a better place, because then I can talk about my experiences. And so I need more money from a better job. And yeah, I can start a business, but that'll take like 2 years, 3 years to actually get enough profit to not have a horrible life. And that'll be working all the time because business takes time to grow and too many people quit too fast. And that's what this YouTube channel, it is kind of a business for me. I don't expect in, 3 months for me to be able to monetize. This is a yearly 10-year process. And after 10 years, maybe I won't have to work again. But before then, I have to like stabilize my life with a job. And maybe I'll talk more about that later. And so I can't do a business right now, so YouTube is the best thing I can do, and painting is the best thing I can do. So that's why I picked it up, and I want to kind of if I can write even when I have, or when I can paint, even when I have paint hand tremors, it can show I can do these amazing things. Maybe when I can draw amazing, picture or whatever, it can show like I can dedicate my life to something, to painting. I've gotten good at something for once, because right now I don't really have any valuable skills. And so maybe after that painting, I can kind of reprogram my subconscious mind to have, oh, this is um he can be more successful. Look, he succeeded once, because that's the winner effect. If you don't know about that, the more you win, the more confident you get, and the more you take risks that can help you. Or it can become too much and you become more and more arrogant, and then you face your downfall. And so that's just why I'm doing the painting. And those were the two main things I did on Monday, but those are both really big wins for me. Like I'm taking risks. Like this painting might not work out, but I'm trying because my hand tremors. But I'm doing it, and I've told my dad about my YouTube channel, which was a risk. So I'm doing more stuff. And especially since I work in fast food, so a lot of the people I work with are depressed, or they've given up on life, and they hate their job, but they hate their life. Like they're just drinking to dull their life, dull their mind from the horrible life and stuff like that. And I'm not saying it's their fault, but like I need to get out of that, and I have to combat, because these are people I spend 8 hours with, and so I have to combat that narrative that's around me, because you're affected by your environment. People can say I'm not affected. Like a lot of people say, have the illusion of free will, which to an extent you have free will. I'm not going to lie about that because I have an internal locus of control. So I believe you can do anything you want to, but your environment can affect you. And so I have to combat that by doing new things, making this channel to combat the stagnation, the desolation that I feel with the coworkers around me and the environment I work with. And so that's another reason why I'm picking up video, this painting and stuff. Maybe I'll make a video on that, you know, because I was thinking about this will probably be Thursday's video, or I might release the diet video Thursday, or I could do it tomorrow. Wednesday or Thursday is when I plan on releasing it. However, if I release it Wednesday, then I have to do another video on Thursday no matter what. And so I might do it on the desolation that I face working in fast food, the people I face, and all of that. And I might be able to do on what are the things I do to kind of stop that? Because one of the things I do is I use music to regulate my mind. to regulate myself. I can use music as an external environment to affect myself. And so I was thinking about doing a video on that. I'll have to plan it out more because I like doing hour-long videos because I got to give you a lot of content in it. And so I got to do a lot of research and I have to think a lot about the processes and how I apply it to my life. And so I have to come up with a lot of things for that and I have to evaluate, can I use this for a video that's an hour long? Maybe I should apply it to the life update video. And so um that's my progress. Okay, so it's already been 34 minutes. So probably this is probably going to be that was probably the main part of the video. Now let's talk about YouTube. Okay, so we're now on, let me get some water. Sorry, yeah, you can speed this up. You can always watch it on, 2 times speed if you think it's too slow. Watch it in 30 minutes. Go ahead. So let's talk about YouTube. I know this is the favorite part. Let's talk about what YouTube is like right now, and then I'll talk about what's the future of it. So, sorry, my hair's kind of messed up today. Um, what is the progress on YouTube? I've gotten from Thursday. What was the progress is? My biggest channel video ever by far is the skincare. I guess you guys really love the value in that and the structure I kind of made it in. Even though that was very loosely structured, it was a structure to it. So I'm trying to incorporate that in my videos. It's gotten someone's calling me on my phone. Look at this. A scam likely. I'm not going to pick it up. It's not family or whatever, and I'm already in the middle of recording this. I'll look at it after if they voicemail me. So I've gotten, sorry for the interruption. I almost lost my train of thought. So that's my biggest video. It's almost gone 700 subscribers or 700 viewers. Oh my God. Fifth video. And so I've been analyzing that and I've been looking at my other videos. Now, my other 2 videos, or the one that was released on Wednesday, I think, or Monday. It was the video right before the Thursday video. I'm not sure on all this. My memory is not good, even on my YouTube stuff. This is why I'm recording it. But it was released a couple days before, or a day before my Thursday video. But it's gotten 650 views. Now, the duration of viewers as a percentage of the video. So, for example, it tells the YouTube analytics. If you didn't know, I didn't know this. I had to look all this stuff up too. I'm learning more about it. It will tell you how long most people watch the video. Okay, so it will also show you a graph. You gotta wait a couple days, so it's been a couple days so I can finally see it. But it'll show you how many people watch the first 30 seconds, the minute, 2 minutes, or whatever. And the skincare routine video, the average viewer or the average view time is really low. It's like 30 seconds. No, it's not 30 seconds. I'm thinking too much. It's 2 minutes, 12 seconds. 2 minutes, 12 seconds. Okay. However, my recent video on Thursday, which has only gotten 13 views, this is what I'm confused. Maybe you can help me about. It has gotten 13 views since I released it on Thursday. You know what the average runtime is for that? 9 minutes. So the people who watch my video, my latest video that was on Thursday, the 13 of you, thank you for watching this, really thank you, are more interested in that. However, the skincare video has a longer audience, but they don't want to watch the video. I guess that's why people who do like information stuff or staring only do it for like 15-minute videos. I just think the hour-long videos build a better connection to you, and that's the main thing I really want is I want to build a community around us together with me and you around my interests, but also yours, because I can learn stuff from you. And so I was like, oh my God, do I chase the views or do I chase the better connection with people? So I've decided to do that. I've decided to make some videos that are more info based Now, of course, they'll still be an hour long. I like the hour long stuff. I don't care what people say or anything. You can always speed it up, or you don't have to watch it. But I like the hour long, so that's what's motivating me, and so I'll stick with it. I'll do an hour long information fully based um video. Of course, based on my life, how I applied stuff and everything. So you guys can get some real applications out of it. And then I'll do an hour video of my update of my life. And so I gotta find so now I kind of split it up my channel into two things. And so I have to find more information for the info videos. And I gotta also apply them to my life for the update videos, the weekly updates. Isn't it like coming full circle? That's why I've been like, I bought a new book, I'm doing painting and all this stuff because I gotta have new ideas for you guys, and I'm happy. I'm happy to use you guys as motivation. My eight, seven subscribers. That's how many subscribers I've had. That's another update for the channel. I've had 7 subscribers. I've gotten comments. I didn't have any comments on there, or I did have comments. I don't know. But I now have like 5 comments. And I've replied to all of them last time I checked. There might be another one. So don't go back and check and be like, he didn't reply. They're all in my skincare routine video. I'm really thankful for those people. Like one guy was from Brazil. Another guy was from France. I think the first commenter was from France. And I was like, oh my God, my first commenters are not from America. And I was like, oh yeah. And then there was another guy who asked me, like, I really liked the video and he subscribed and he was like, can you like tell me the routine? Because, for the video, whatever, I can understand some stuff. And so I put it in. Some people might say, like, and I thought about this while I was typing. They were like, well, he's not going to watch the video now because now he has your routine. And I was like, you know what? I'm okay with that. Like, I don't really need the views that much. You get value from my comments. That's fine. The comment, I can just give you a short glimpse of my routine, but you're not going to get my experience for it or what are the things you shouldn't or shouldn't do with this or what are the best parts of the routine or stuff like that. Like, you're not going to get the most value from the comment. However, if you don't have enough time, that's fine. Wow, it's already been 41 minutes. I gotta speed this up because I gotta also talk. Maybe this video might be longer than an hour. It might have to. We'll see. You know, I didn't expect my life progress would take so long. But back to the thing. And I was also like I was using AI to analyze my videos. So I was using Claude and I was talking about, because I was a little like curious, like why does my skincare video gets so much views? And I understand it's because it has a lot more value than other guys. But like I barely had any I didn't have any subscribers by that time when I posted that video. And now I have 7. And even a lot of them came from that video. Now I got the most comments or whatever, and I was analyzing, and I was like, well, I can do a more info-based thing, but I want to also talk about my life, a little bit about myself, because I'm leaving a legacy to my family too, and so I want to inject more of my personal life into it. So that's why I've decided to split up the parts of the channel. It's still going to be one channel. It's just going to be some videos are going to be more info based, some are going to be updates. Depending on, maybe I'll have more stuff to talk about in my personal life as I progress more. And so I won't have as many videos on, things that I have problems in my life and how I've improved it personally. We will see. We'll just see. And so I was using Claude or whatever, and I know I should be using ChatGPT 4, but it doesn't do very good with like analyzing stuff. So I don't have the subscription for Claude, but it's still really good. So I was using it and I was giving it like my subscriber count and all this, and I was talking about my skincare. And then it was like, oh, you can be maybe a more structured video or cut your video down, or you should repurpose your skincare. And I was like, I'm not going to repurpose my skincare. That took all I can have. I'm not going to scam you on some skincare products and tell you, hey, this one's better than this one, when objectively they're almost the same. It's just, how your skin reacts to it. And so I was like, I can't be doing that. And so I was like, I got to find more stuff for me to do for the YouTube. And so that's that. I've decided to change the titles for the updates, and it's going to be weekly update 1. So this will be weekly update 1. That's why the video, um, Title will be changed. I might do some stuff with the thumbnail. I don't know. We really don't know. I really don't know, but I'm just gonna be doing it for that. Because I was realizing, I'll get to the thousandth video pretty fast. Um, or not pretty fast, but eventually there's a point where you have to do, 1,000 episodes because and it's just not, I don't want to have to like put it whatever, I can't put in the title where it's like 1,000, update or whatever. So I'm just going to do it as a weekly title, weekly update, and this is going to be one. By the time I hit like 100, 200, I'll have so many subscribers. I won't really have to worry about if the title was very good or whatever. And it'll also be a couple years later, so I might change that. But so it's just going to be weekly update. And I'm not going to put the title in anymore or any of that. I'll just leave it in the subscription. So then that'll be the weekly updates. And then also so I'm not going to be doing log anymore. And for my info based videos, I'm not going to be doing video log 7 and then the skincare thing. I'm just going to do the main topic of it. And I'm trying to fix my intros because usually I'll like rant or be like, oh, it's Tyler, it's this, and this day. I don't want to do that anymore. So I'll probably do a more, and I want to attract more viewers so I can provide more value to more people. And so I'm probably going to do, you know, what's the topic of the video? Like this intro, I said, this video is going to be my life progress, YouTube progress, and then my ideas or stuff like, or my inspiration. And so I might stick with that topic wise. That's what I might do for my intro. So that's what I'll do later. And, because most people, when they watch the videos, they watch, the little screen and, it says, it talks about it for like 5 seconds, 10 seconds, and then you decide to click on the video. So I really need to work on my intros because I've been watching a little bit of YouTube and I don't want to be consumed. I don't want to be consumed by trying to get as much views as possible or monetize my videos or stuff like that. I don't want to do that. I just want to basically be able to reach as much people possible. So not much will change, but that will probably change. So this is going to be weekly update one. And I'm not going to do episodes or I'm just going to do weekly update one, weekly update two, or whatever. So that's the YouTube stuff. But yeah, I'm so excited. I've gotten my first comments. I got my first like too, or dislike too. I have like a 12 likes right now. I got one dislike. If you're gonna dislike me, put it in the comments. I want to see like what can I do better, but also like I just want to talk to you. Like what went through your head? And just like was it too long or this or that? I don't care if you like dislike me. Everyone can, dislike my videos. I don't care. Dislike it all. I don't want you guys to. I don't want you guys to dislike. I don't want you guys to do that. However, I'm still gonna make videos. So I'm not gonna be all angry and say like "f you," you're just like or no. Maybe someone was a troll. I don't know, or maybe they didn't like the video. That's okay. So that was. It's already been 47 minutes on the video. So that was YouTube progress. So I've talked about my subscribers and all that, the future of the channel. Probably for the YouTube video. For what I've been thinking is for the info base, so my next video on info based one will be on my diet and how I can be lean, 15% body fat, how I gained muscle and how I lost, fat and everything, how I gained 20 pounds and then I lost 10. So that's probably going to be the next info video. And then I'll probably do the next one on how I'm using credit cards for security and also for like liquidity in my personal life. Or I was also thinking about while I was in the car, while I was listening to music, how I use music to regulate my life, um, as a tool to regulate my emotions in my life and everything. I have a lot of experience on that, and that's what I apply in my personal life, so I can talk about it a lot. That'll probably be that. I'll probably, I don't want to do another live video on Thursday. I might do a little bit, I might do one that's like a little bit shorter. It probably won't be about life progress. It'll probably be, I might do like a weekly life progress video and then a second video that's an hour long on some inspirational ideas or thing I've been thinking about work and everything, or my ideas on like power and leadership or things like that are just like I'm not really fleshing them out. And it's just like little mini topics all smashed into one video. So I could be talking about little things or whatever. And I use AI not for like scripting or whatever, not really for that, but for like descriptions and stuff and for titles. And so I might do it with that and we'll see how it goes. We'll use the AI to write descriptions because I'll probably talk about many topics. So they might be like 15 minutes long. I'll probably have like a list of topics I want to talk about and I'll rant about them. And, some topics I might talk about for 30 minutes, others for like 15 or 10. And so we'll all see. I'll see how many ideas or like inspirational stuff or stuff I want to talk about I can fit into a video, an hour long video, and that might be a new video innovation for me because I'm trying to innovate. And I was reading a thing where it was like you shouldn't innovate on your videos too much. You should let your subscribers. I don't think it's no. I think you should innovate really fast. And so take what you learn and what's good and discard the rest. And so I'm gonna do that'll probably be a video on Thursday if I don't release the diet video on Thursday. I'll still record a video on Thursday, but it'll probably be like miniature ideas packed into a video, an hour long video. So you can learn more about me and what I believe in, and we can discuss more about it. I just wanted to also mention because I'm getting comments. My Gmail is Tyler Van Drunen author, so it's TylerVanDrunen@gmail.com. So Tyler Van Drunen author, or it's Tyler Drunen author. God, that's all I use this Gmail for is for my videos. So I don't really remember what. Um, See which one it is. Just message me if you have anything or more what you liked about the video, disliked. If you want to comment, more than just comment because the comment isn't very big. So you want to discuss something more. Maybe you want to like talk over the internet, whatever it is. I want to make friends with you guys who enjoy my content or even dislike my comment. We can set up a thing to debate on the video. I've never done a video debate, so we can do that and I'm not very good at it, so we could do that. And so, however, in my description, there is my Gmail linked to this account. So you can see my Gmail. So do that for messaging. You can't direct message on YouTube. And I haven't set up social media. I said I would do that. That's probably a failure is the transcription stuff with AI, my newsletter with the transcription of this video, and also my Instagram. I haven't set up my Instagram. I'll be promoting my horrible art from the beginning. It's gonna suck on my Instagram. So I'm gonna set that up too. So that's a failure. But yeah, just DM me on there. Put up a message. I'll talk to anyone. It'd be nice. And so that's that's YouTube update. Like I said, you have any questions or whatever or video ideas, up do it on my Gmail. I'll talk about anything. Well, no, nothing too controversial because my channel hasn't grown up. And I don't want to get demonetized before I even get, you know, money from it. And I hope this money will help me later on. So until I'm a big enough channel, I can't do that. But like any advice or any problems in your life, maybe I can help you with them. And so that's YouTube um progress right there. So I've given you some ideas what I'm going to be doing in the future with YouTube. Now I'm going to talk about inspiration. So I'm probably going to make a video on Thursday about this on my little mini inspirations, but I'm going to do it on the YouTube videos I've been watching. Now on Thursday, the day I've been watching the Mr. Beast scenario happen and everything getting messed up with him and everything, and people trying to drag him down. I don't know if he actually, participated in all the bad stuff or let it happen. But he's being dragged through the mud. I don't care because I'm sorry to say this. I can get all mad, but all I can do is dislike his videos if I don't like what he's doing. I don't really. I just wanted to watch his video because it was kind of interesting to me. So his newest video, which got a lot of dislikes apparently, like it's very bad, is Basically, he takes two strangers, puts them in a bunker with like food and everything that's grown from plants and like a kitchen and everything, and he locks it. And he says, if you can stay for, I think it was 3 months or like 100 days, if you can stay for like 100 days, you can win $500,000. Two strangers, he did that, whatever. I really like the premise of that. So I watched the videos. I don't really like to watch a lot of Mr. Beast's videos because it's all about theatrics. Like if you see the guards or whatever, they always put on like the suits and whatever, and the black suits, like like that Netflix show that blew up that he made a video copy of. I forgot what it's called, where all these like losers, people in society who have no money compete for a big prize, and they have to do all this stuff, or they all these people die in it. Um, it's almost like the Hunger Games for rich people, or for I forgot what it was called, but it was really Squid Game. The Squid Game was it Squid Game? I that's what I'm gonna call it, Squid Game. And so I was like, well, putting two people, a man and a woman specifically, in a scenario where they have a common goal, one have a common goal, but they're isolated. So it's just them. How will they do? Okay, because psychology says this, and they are kind of right. If you're sorry, there's like a police cop. I'm in college, so college library. So there are, PSC library police or PSC police cops going all around and just circling the parking lots. Sorry if I was distracted. Oh, it's already been 56 minutes. Come on. This video is probably going to be longer. It's probably going to be an hour and 10, 15 minutes. And so, because I have other inspirations, but Mr. B, I was like, how will that affect you psychologically? Because we know the um syndrome effect, where like if you hold someone hostage, they start to like you, and they try to do everything they can on their best side, and they almost like psychologically wreck themselves, or they psychologically turn themselves into liking you because they think they'll get better treatment or whatever. You're the only way they can. Stockholm syndrome, that's what it is. And so I was like, well, these two people have to live together, and what would that be like? And so I was watching that, and that's what the main inspiration was. Is what if you lock two people in a basement long enough, and you gave them a common goal? And as you can see, they went from strangers to being really nice to each other. Now they did have some tensions. Mr. Beast made it out to be like they started to irritating each other, and they wouldn't talk to each other for a while. By the end of the challenge, they became, I think, friends. I think I would that would be such a cool experience. Can you imagine? Like just, becoming friends with a random stranger because you're trying to run $500,000 by staying in a bunker for, 100 days. But you also got to realize what the effects on your health are, because like humans thrive on the sun. Like I wear sunscreen, yes. However, if you listen to Dr. Hooverman, he also talks about this, and he is right. You should at least get 20 minutes of sunlight exposure, no sunscreen or any of that, just the for your health, for your circadian rhythm and all that. Like, can you imagine how much their circadian rhythm was probably wrecked? Like they even said, like, we can't. It's hard to tell like what time it is sometimes, or like they don't know if it's night or day, so they're just sleeping randomly when they're tired. What the circadian rhythm must be really messed up. Like, and that's probably why they were irritated. They were also living in a small container space. Like, it's kind of big, but like it's still a contained place. Can you imagine living with like that for like 50 years? Like if there's nuclear radiation or whatever, and you're in like a Fallout shelter, like the Fallout game. If you never played it, I played Fallout 4. I haven't played the other games. It's like if you're stuck in a vault for 50 years and you can't get out. God, how much that must suck. Or like 100 years. What if you lived your whole life with that? The psychological burdens of that. And so that was my interesting. Can you, and this is kind of like the worst part of me. This was the darker part of me. Is what if you can force two people to fall in love with each other by like imprisoning them and like giving them challenge? Like you almost condition them to love each other. Like just imagine like if you're in a life or death experience with someone, that builds like brothership with them if they're the same gender and they don't like each. So like if you're not gay, you're not lesbian or whatever, and it's two different gender, you know, two different people, one's a man, one's a woman, and they have to, fight together. They almost die together. That's why in the stories, the romantic stories, you always see like, the companion, the man and the woman or whatever, and they have to go through all these struggles together. That builds a bond ship. If it's just male and male and they're not lesbian, or I meant to say this is what if they're the same gender and they don't like each other, they build brothership or you almost become family to each other. You know them so well because you see them in their darkest moments and in their strongest moments, especially the darkest moments. So if you're a man and a woman, can you artificially generate that? And I know that sounds like that's a sicko and that's so manipulative. But like I have a dark mind. I'm not going to hide that from you. I don't want to hide that from you. But can you like manufacture if you imprison a man and a woman and you fight to the death together, maybe that would happen because one of the things with like love can be manufactured is being the proximity to a person. So you're more likely to find, someone's more likely to love you if you're like proximity wise close to them. So if you're always seeing them or you're doing the same activities with them, it almost builds a bond with them where you think they're so much nicer than they really are. That's why you like your neighbors more, even if your neighbors suck. If they die, you kind of feel like a loss because it's kind of segmented. It's been put in your brain. They're always there for you. They've always been in the background of your life. And so it's way easier to fall in love with someone. That's like one of the main things to fall in love with someone is to always be there with them or whatever. Like not always because you want to have some distance from them. You don't always want to be like, yes, I can do anything for you, but you want to always be in the same activities with them. And so, oh, it's already been an hour and minute 28. And so that was the darkest part of me was like, can you manufacture that? Can you? Like as a person one to fall, but also like you're a mastermind. Like you want to get these two people to fall in love. So you do that. Now, like I wouldn't want to do that. What's the benefit for me? But if you're like, a master, if you're like a government or like someone in high power, with that, or maybe like you want to marry someone who's richer than you, who has a better quality of life than you. Like go and have an experience with them where it's just you two and you're isolated together and you have to go life or death situations because that's what a cult is. They're not the life and death situation, but you isolate them from everyone else. And so it's almost like can you isolate two people, a man and a woman, or if you're lesbian or bisexual, man and man or woman and woman, both if both of them are the same way that can you manufacture love? And I want to that was the main inspiration for me, which I know is kind of dark, but I have a dark heart. I try to be kind and to everyone and everything, but I really, if you think about, I'm really more of a cynical. I'm optimistic about life because it has benefits for life, but I also see the cruelty and darkness in the world. Like if you're watching this video and you're not, a child anymore, you will understand the darkness that is the world, but also you can see the kindness of the world. I guess so that was like one of the things that like didn't inspire me, but that was one of the ideas. And another video that I was watching was by Ibn Sinbad, Captain Sinbad or what Sinbad. And he's a famous like Indian YouTuber. He does like cinematic stuff. Have you ever watched him and you've watched the video that he just released, you'll know what I talk about. I'm subscribed to him. It's like Captain Sinbad or Sinbad, Sinbad. Captain Sinbad. I should have wrote all these YouTube videos down. He was can getting jacked change your life, and he was like, can it make you more attractive to life and or to life to women, or what is your life outlook in life after working out and getting jacked? It's to men because women can get like jacked, but I don't think a really muscular woman isn't as as attractive, but you should still have some muscle as a woman. Like not too much, but you should have some. But it mainly applied to men, and I've been thinking about that. Because like I've been slacking out on my working out the last couple months, 6 months. I really want to get back into that. Now I haven't gained any body fat or anything because my diet. Um, Diet's like 60% of the poor, 60, 70% of your appearance, and then 30% is working out. And so I was like, well, maybe I should start working out more. And I had listened to a channel where he was like, if everything, you really don't have any time, all you should do is try to do as many push-ups as you can until you collapse every morning and you'll be fine. Just work out the failure doing push-ups. And that's the easiest exercise. You don't need any equipment and that'll build like your arms and your chest. And so I'm probably gonna start doing that. I'll probably start talk more about that in my diet video later on, but that was an inspiration I got for him. And he was like, it's not more about how attractive you become. It's just your outlook on life changes. You become more confident. You go through all the pain of having to lift heavy weights and it hurting, or you doing a run, doing a 30-minute run, or 10-mile run and your legs are burning, but you keep running to complete the, mile or whatever, or how long you're running. And it builds like confidence in your brain where it's like, well, who cares if I fail this job interview because I know I can put my body through the paces. Or and another thing also did is he realized he doesn't trust fat people as much. And it's just the thing is, if you can't take care of your body, how are you going to be able to take care of, a task I give you where I need help with something? And it's kind of true. Like he even says he hate to say that, but it is true. I've realized that with my family itself, because even my extended family is overweight, and it becomes like, can I trust you with a lot of things because you can't take care of your body. And I know some people are like, oh, well, I have a medical problem with it. I don't believe that. If it was really a problem, you would have fixed it. You would have done everything in your power. You would have starved yourself not to eat, all that stuff. You could have done it. And yeah, the effects would have been hard on you, but you could have done it. It's just that the pain of being obese is better than the pain of having to go through all that stuff and not eat too much and stuff like that. I'll talk about this video in the video or whatever. That was the inspiration for that. And this video is getting kind of long. I want to talk about the last guy who kind of inspired me. And it's it's called the Wayne Challenge. And what he does, and it's a video, it's like the Bruce Wayne Project or whatever. And he's a small YouTuber. He's got about 100 subscribers, I think. So he's bigger than me, of course. And YouTube likes to recommend smaller channels for me. I've seen that. It's been doing that a lot lately. It might not just be me. They're trying to promote smaller channels. And it's the Bruce Wayne Project. I think that's what it called or whatever. You can look this up. He is basically trying to become Batman in real life. If you don't know, Bruce Wayne is Batman's alternative identity. So that's what he is during the day. He's the billionaire, rich Mongol, parties with all these women, has 10 languages. And at night, he's Batman. And if you don't know, in the comics, Batman, he doesn't have any superpowers. However, he studies all this stuff to become the best superhero ever. If you consider him the best superhero ever, he is one of the top greats. And so, like, if you look at like a lot of comics have explored his origin story, not from being killed, his parents being killed, but the origin story is how he becomes a kid who wants to fight villains to the Batman, and how he goes there, and it's like he goes to college, gets multiple degrees, he learns like 10 languages, he studies under a master to learn breathing techniques to like control his body temperature, learns how to locksmith, he goes through and learns like boxing from a boxing champion, and he gets multiple degrees and he studies different classes, not for the degrees, just for the knowledge. And then he comes back and he takes over Bruce International, whatever the company that is his family inheritance or whatever, and he takes it over again. And so he wants that guy who's made those videos, the Bruce Wayne project or Bruce or the Wayne Project. I forgot what it was called. I need to write. I'll do that next time on my inspiration video, probably on Thursday. That I make on, Thursday or later. I'll write down the video channel names now so I can actually be accurate in them. I'll probably put that channel in the description because he's a small channel and I want to help him out. And I also want to show you guys. I got inspired by him because what he does is he's taking Batman as a mentor. And the good thing about taking a fictional character or a dead person as a mentor is they can't come back alive. They can't come to life, or as a fiction character. You can't appear in the real world and discredit someone. So you can kind of pick all the best qualities of them. That's why biographies are so great. Because you can be like, what would he do in this case or whatever? And there's no like, he's a dead man. So as you start to ask this question of yourself, like, what would Batman do in this case? Because you could change your mind, you have so much control over your mind, most people don't realize. As you start to do that, Batman starts to control more and more of your life. He almost becomes a god to you because you're always making decisions based on that. You want to do this with a dead person, and so you have faith on based on that person. So that person almost becomes your God, but not almost like not all the way to a God. Like you don't have to worship this person or whatever that's dead or fictional or whatever. But you have to take the best qualities from them. You're almost worshiping like them, but it's not like you'll kill anyone who ever defames your favorite fictional character, or you'll kill whoever you know destroys the grave of the biography of the man you admire or whatever, but you start to admire them so they get more and more control of your life. So if they came back to earth, if they're fictional, or they came back from the dead, whichever metaphor you want to use, they would have extraordinary influence on you. However, they're dead, so you can use their traits to influence yours. So you start asking yourself, what would Batman do in this situation? What would Bruce Wayne do in this situation? And that's what he does. But also, it's more about the Bruce Wayne part of Batman. It's how an ordinary man transforms him into Batman. So it's not all about the fighting crime or any of that. It's all about his channel is basically a self improvement channel based on the methods shown by Batman. And so, like, Batman went to multiple colleges, so I need to go to college, or I need to take college classes that give me better information that can expand my mindset. Or, like, I need to learn 10 languages, or he's like, I need to learn more languages because the benefits are this, and this, but also that's what Batman does. That's what Batman would do. So that's the way. So it kind of inspired me. Now he's further along in his channel and self improvement journey than me on his documenting his self improvement journey. He's like 50 or whatever. I got the weekly updates for him. He does weekly updates. It's the Bruce Wayne How to Become Batman weekly updates, or becoming Bruce Wayne weekly updates, something like that. So I'm doing the weekly updates too. So, this will probably be my weekly update for this week from August 13, whatever week it is, the second week, third week of August. And so that really inspired me. And I kind of want to meet with him and talk with him about stuff. And I also found out he's going to YGU too. He talked about going to YGU too and the benefits of it, like me. It has the same benefits I've talked about in my other videos. But he's decided to go to YGU just for the college degrees and to learn more about technology and everything. And I was like, oh my God, maybe this is why this is why YouTube recommended it to me, recommended this channel. And so that was probably the most inspirational um thing I got inspired by was him doing that. And so I just was really amazed. So I subscribed to him right away. And on my other channels, of course. I don't really watch a lot of YouTube on this channel. This is mainly just my YouTube. I want to just put out content on this YouTube channel. Um, and so I'll probably put him in the description because he's a small YouTuber, not like the other two, but he's a small YouTuber. So I want to try and help him. Maybe my 11 subscribers can see him or whatever. But I don't know if I got his channel name right, so I'll leave it in the description. So that was my inspirations for the week. I had a couple others, but it's already been an hour 15, and so the video is probably going to end. Thank you for watching this long if you're watching. Maybe you just skip most of it and wait to the end. Do I have any like bloopers or whatever? Um, Thanks for watching. I really don't have anything else. It is already 12:30, so I might do the diet video Thursday and put it off because I have a test. I have a critical thinking test, critical thinking and logic OA. I'm gonna take it today, and I want to study a little bit for it, and I might take the test and then do the video. So the video might be a little bit later. But whatever it is, thank you for watching. Comment below if you want to comment. DM me, direct message. It's just send me an email. Just send me an email, Tyler Junin author, Tyler Van Junin author at gmail.com. Send me, um, it is linked to my YouTube channel. If it's not, I'll put it in. So just direct message me, talk about videos or whatever. That's my like action step for the video. If you've gotten this far, you're interested in my channel, just send me a quick message. It doesn't have to be a whole formal letter or whatever, or formal email. Just send me a little bit. Send me like a sentence, 2 cents, or do it in the comments, whatever it is. Thank you for watching. But that's it. I'm gonna end the video now. So goodbye.